Hope you're swell. Hope you're wavy. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing nice. Hope you're doing nice. Hope you're doing fantastic. You're doing amazing. Hope you're doing amazing, 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 amaze balls. Amaze balls. Amaze balls. I got so many toilet rolls. Like in my room. I got like 4. I got 5 over there. I got 2 over here. That's 7. This toilet roll is almost done, so that's gonna be like 8, 7, 8. I got 9 over there. 10. These are Louise now. The reason why I have so many toilet rolls, if anyone's wondering, I drool when I sleep. So I have to put a tissue by my pillow. How do you fix that? How do you fix that? I don't know. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But, I'll be running through these toilet rolls, man. And you know, sometimes you want to blow your nose or whatever. It's mainly like the drooling thing, to be honest. That's... You know what I'm wondering? Because, like, you know, one day I'm going to be married and you'll be sharing a bed with someone. I don't know. I don't want to be messy. It's kind of gross. It's kind of gross. So, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I was seeing some videos about fried chicken. You know, the issue with living in South Africa is like not that many great fried chicken places. You know, you got KFC, which is like, you know, it's not that impressive. There's some places here and there, but they're so few and far between that actually get it right. That should kind of like lift, really craving what you see online. In like the States, for example. I can't wait to visit the States. I'll have so much fun. I was thinking about, I'm not the type of person to go somewhere because that's the place where everyone goes in terms of like living somewhere. There's places I'd visit for sure. I'd like to visit New York. I'd like to visit parts of California. California is a wild place, man. Here's the thing with me. I've never been mugged. I've never been robbed. I've never been in any serious jeopardy. So even though I live in South Africa, the crime rate here is not fantastic. But I've always lived in safe neighborhoods. I've always lived in safe areas. So I've always been safe. Praise the Lord. Praise God, of course. So, I don't want to move from a safe environment into like you go to America, which is supposed to be like this super prosperous, advanced country, and then you get robbed. It doesn't make sense. So I'd never live in like a New York, which is crazy crime rates, or like parts of California, which are ridiculous crime rates, and you just see the sort of stuff they let slide over there, the anti-police sentiment and all this sort of stuff. We don't have that here. We don't have the whole F the police movement. It's just not a thing in this part of the world. Our police have issues. We don't have perfect police, but we understand that they have to be there. We have the common sense to say, yeah, we need police. We can't get rid of the police. Because then the criminals just have a field day, which is exactly what happens in some places like California, where they're very mean to their police, and then people don't want to sign up to be cops, and then obviously experienced the skyrocketing in crime because the criminals are like, this is our playground now. Who gonna do something about it? Nobody. And then yeah, it's open season. I'm the type of person that'll go to like a Tennessee or a North Carolina, South Carolina, or Texas. I used to be big on Florida, then I started seeing all the hurricanes. I was like, fuck that. Hell no. I don't want that trouble. I just think about like if you have property there, like you invest a lot of money in property, it's a long day. It's a long day, bro. Imagine your house gets flooded, destroyed. Insurance. What I saw as a problem when the insurance companies started pulling out. When the insurance companies are starting to leave en masse, that's when you're like, nah. What are we even saying? What are we even talking about right now? So now I'm kind of like, if I was to move anywhere, I'd probably go like a Texas or a Tennessee. Because I don't care, man. It's like, for me, it's like, you know what I consider? Because some people, they're like, I want to go to California because that's where LA is. And, that's what I saw online. And that's what I saw on TV. So that's where they go, which is, that's not a great way to pick a place. That's not a great way to pick a place at all. I think about things like how family friendly is the environment. What are the taxes like? So, places like Tennessee and Texas have no state tax. 0% state tax. Amazing. I think about things like the cost of living, how much you're going to be paying for regular things. The way American measures its economy is the price of a Big Mac. So, different states will charge you different prices for a Big Mac, because each state has its own economy because of how they're governed. So California has very, very expensive Big Macs compared to I mean, it's not that big of a difference compared to, it is a significant difference compared to Texas, but then you go to places like, I believe Tennessee or other smaller states, and you pay significantly less for a Big Mac in those states. So that's an indication of like cost of living, because other prices follow: cost of food, cost of especially housing. Housing is a big one. Yeah. Housing is crazy in places like California. Obviously, everyone knows New York is madness. I think anyone in New York will tell you that the amount of money you pay for homes there is ridiculous, and it's a lot of apartments as well. Who's really living, in a house in New York? It's very condensed. Everything's clumped together. New York City, at least. I know there's different parts of New York. I think don't they say upstate New York is like more I wouldn't say countryside, but more spacious. And it looks very different from like New York City, which is that concrete jungle kind of vibe. But then you go upstate New York and it looks very different. More spacious neighborhoods and greenery and stuff like that. But yeah, regardless, cost of living is crazy. In a place like New York, California, like the average home price is like $900 and something thousand. There are many states where you pay $400,000 for a house. So why the hell would I go to somewhere like California where you're paying $900,000+ for a house when you could go to some parts of Tennessee and pay $400,000 or less, $350,000. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, the difference. So I don't need to be included. I don't have a desire to be included to the extent that I am willing to suffer. You can exclude me. It's okay. I'll go to the quote unquote boring place if I can have peace. If I know that it's great to raise a family. If I know that it's safe. I can go on walks. I love going on walks. I love walking around and thinking, reflecting, having some music on, whatever the case may be. And this is what I'm used to. This is how I've been raised. I never had to worry that someone's going to jack my shit, whatnot. So it wouldn't make sense to then move to this other country that's said to be more safe and prosperous, whatever, whatever. That's the perception, at least. And, when you look at the stats, it might not actually work out that way. Because America's a big place. So America as a country, as a whole, might be safer than South Africa. I don't even know if that's true. Maybe it's true. Let's say it's true. America as a whole might be safer than South Africa, but then you compare. I can't even say Johannesburg because there are parts of Johannesburg that are crazy. Like, you don't want to go to parts of Johannesburg. But you compare my neighborhood to some neighborhood in Oakland, for example. It's a different story, man. It's a different story. It's night and day. So it wouldn't make sense to be like, oh my God, I want to go to Cali. That's where all the cool people go, and then I get robbed and sexually assaulted. It's crazy. So yeah, I would consider any place that allows me to just kick back, be me, be laid back, have low cost of living. I don't have to worry about housing prices and state tax and all this sort of stuff. I can homeschool my kids. There's certain parts of America where you want to homeschool your kids, the government has something to say about it, which is ridiculous. Because you're going to raise your kid to be a Nazi. What do you mean homeschool? The government has to school your kids. So whatever the case may be, it's like, no, leave me alone. Leave me the hell alone. I am looking forward to homeschooling my kids. Something about homeschooling. I was thinking about how with like these traditional schools, you send your kids for like 8, 9, maybe 12 hours a day out of the house for 12 years. Is that accurate? 12 hours a day? In some cases, depending on their extracurricular activities. But they're gone for large portions of the day. You don't see them for most of the day, because even when you do come back home after work to see them, you maybe see them for an hour, 30 minutes. How many families are like talking, like you talk at the dinner table and stuff like that? So really, like, how much time do you actually spend with your kids? How well do you actually know your kids in this existing structure? Probably not that well, to be honest. A lot of people aren't that close to their parents. A lot of parents aren't that close to their kids because of this existing structure. I don't want that. I don't want to ship my kids off to some school where some person I don't know is raising them day in, day out. I want to raise my kids. I want to see them every day. I want to be there. And I read this book by this lady. She wrote a book about homeschooling. The other day, actually, I talked about how I want a woman who's willing to be at home, be a stay-at-home wife, be a stay-at-home mother. And one of the benefits that comes with that is that she can homeschool the kids. That's one of the reasons I want to do it, actually. I was reading a book written by this lady who talked about that sort of lifestyle. It's very attractive to me, that whole lifestyle, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, one of the downsides of both parents being super busy is that as a family, you don't really see each other that much. You don't really spend that much time together. She was talking about how her husband is an actor. So this is Kevin Sorbo and Sam Sorbo, and Kevin Sorbo was like Hercules. He played Hercules. I think that's his most famous role. In case you're curious as to who it is. Anyway, so he still does movies now, but it's like lesser known movies now. But anyway, he still is very active in that space, and he travels a lot. So, the issue when both parents are super busy, the issue is that scheduling gets messed up. You can't see each other. But because his wife is a stay-at-home mother and wife, and she homeschools the kids, when he's traveling, they can follow him around. Sometimes they can't, and they have to stay at home. but for the most part, they travel as a family, which is great. It sounds great. It sounds amazing, and the kids get to see so many different parts of the country, which is America, and also different parts of the world as well, and have all these cool experiences and have a very rich childhood that's full of all these interesting experiences. And yeah, it sounds great. It sounds great to me. There's always questions about how do you socialize your kids. First of all, Sam, who's the mother, made a great point, which is that our ideas of social life are very different to what they used to be. It used to be that your family was your social group, right? Those were your friends. Those were the people you trusted more than anyone else. Those were people you spent time with more than anyone else. Things are very different these days. Families are very atomized. People aren't close to their parents. People aren't close to their siblings. All that sort of stuff. Some people are, but it's like, generally speaking, you hate your siblings. You hate your parents. You might not hate them, but you just, there's those old people that you're not that close to. You don't talk to them. It wasn't always that way. It used to be that you were very close to your father, very close to your mother, very close to your siblings. And you might have acquaintances outside of that group, but your family was your core group, and you could depend on them because they're your family. You wouldn't get snaked, generally speaking, by your family, but you can get snaked by some other person outside of your family. Now, not everyone's blessed with a great family, so I understand that, but just generally speaking, that's what would be the case. So there's that point that she made that I felt was great, but also, there's so many ways to socialize your children in general society, such as allowing them to join sports clubs. That's a thing. So there's a local soccer club. Your kid can join the soccer team. They meet maybe twice a week in the afternoon, and boom, that's one way your kid can make friends with the local soccer team or any other sports club. She talked about how her kids do martial arts, like karate or something. I don't know. They attend that and they make friends that way. So there's kids they meet there and they train with. And it's a good thing because you're being productive. You're learning self-defense, but you're also making friends. It's such a win-win, right? There's so many things you could do. There's book clubs. Sometimes these homeschooling like societies, like clubs where you can attend classes with other kids. Here and there for certain things. Maybe like you're not great at maths, but there's a mom in your neighborhood who is, and she teaches all the kids maths or something like that. Which isn't necessary, by the way, because there's so many online resources you can use to help your kid if you are not able to help your kid with particular areas in mathematics or whatever the case may be. There's so many things you can do. You can hire a private tutor who can come to your house. There's so many ways around some of these issues. With regards to socialization, there's so many things you could do. When I was a kid, I remember there was so many things outside of school that I'd attend. There was a gaming club, like there's this place, I think it's still there actually, where kids would come and they'd bring their consoles and play fighting games, play Tekken, play Street Fighter, play Mortal Kombat, whatever. And I'd show up and I'd play that and meet people, and it was cool. So, that's another thing that could present itself as an opportunity for kids to socialize. Like so many things, guys, like camps that kids can attend. There's camps that children can go to. It's kind of scary as a parent because you're shipping your kid off to some camp with people you don't know. They're gone for a few days or however long. You want them to be safe, so when you're just sending your kids off with strangers, it's a bit worrying. But you can vet, you can hear from other parents the reviews like, oh, it's great, don't worry, it's safe. They took good care of my kid, yada 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 yada. So there's ways to confirm whether something's dangerous or not. But there'll always be that anxiety, right? Because it's your child. You don't want your child just chilling with some stranger. But we do it anyway with school. Your child is constantly being looked after by strangers. And particularly in the States, how many times do you hear stories of some, particularly like white females? I don't know why that's the thing with white females, but they're always engaging in sexually inappropriate behavior with kids. Sometimes straight up fucking them. It's crazy in these schools. That's a nightmare scenario for a parent. Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but people aren't as concerned when it happens to little boys. Like you hear a little boy was doing some stuff with some adult female teacher. People don't have as wild of a reaction as if you were to find out a male teacher did that with a little girl. If you find out a male teacher did that with a little girl, people lose their minds. But if it's a female teacher with a little boy, people are like, oh, that's terrible, and then they move on. I guess, I think part of it is just, we just see it differently, I guess. We see girls as to be protected and boys as just that you're on your own, buddy. Is that I mean, obviously in that sense it's a bad thing, but I guess, I don't know, maybe it's a natural thing that we do as humans. It's kind of unfortunate, but there's just never that much public outcry, especially when the boy's a teenager. At that point, in some cases, they get congratulated. People don't even feel sorry for them. People are like, yo, what? I'll be honest, when I was a teenage boy, oh my gosh. I've matured, I've calmed down, but man, especially because I went to a boys' school, there was not much exposure to girls, females. I'd look at some of my female teachers like, man, I would, if she offered to, do the deeds. Yes, sir. I'm just being honest. In an environment like that, if you find out that one of your classmates had sexual relations with one of the female teachers, you're not gonna feel sorry for him. I'm keeping it a buck. No one's gonna feel sorry for that boy because everyone's gonna know that he was very happy. He's getting dapped up at school. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, this guy's a stud. Da, 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 da. Should it be that way? Probably not. But it's just the way it is, man. But yeah, this is why you homeschool your kids. You can avoid stuff like that. If you homeschool your kids, you never have to worry that someone's preying on your little kids. You never have to worry about nonsense like that. So many benefits. But yeah, I just want to be able to spend time with my family. Because, by the way, whenever I talk about my desire to get married and have that traditional marriage and lifestyle, some people get upset about that. I don't know why. Because this is not me necessarily. I can't mandate anything for anyone, by the way. I can't do that. I could, even if I wanted to, how am I going to enforce this lifestyle on others? I can't. This is just me giving my opinion on what I think is great, and I do think it's supported by data as well. But regardless, I think people should be able to listen to different viewpoints without feeling attacked or like, I don't know what people be thinking when they hear me say what I say. But yeah, this is my favorite topic to talk about for sure, because it's the thing I'm most excited about in life. Getting married, having kids, by far. I want to be successful in terms of all my different artistic endeavors. This morning I was looking at my poetry book. I saw like it had 14 reviews, and I don't know, it made me happy. It's not a big number, but just to see that rating, that 4.6 stars out of 5, made me happy. I was like, yeah, I'm doing okay. And my novel is almost finished. I'm writing my novel, and that's gonna be out, and that's gonna hopefully do well. And people will like that. I think it's good. I think people will enjoy it. We'll see. We shall see. But I'm looking forward to that being out, and I want to be successful in all these things. I want this channel to be successful. I want to grow this channel. I want my music to be successful. I want everything I do to be successful. And I look forward to the journeys I'm going on because of all these different things I'm doing. But the thing I look forward to more than anything else is being married, having that lovely relationship and everything that comes with that, and having children and watching my children grow and going through the baby phase and just watching them be babies and then eventually become, very smart and grow up and become teenagers and eventually become adults and then watch them have children. I'm looking forward to it. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. So it's my favorite subject to talk about. And yeah, for me, it's like when I think about the type of woman I want a woman who dreams about being a wife, who dreams about being a mother, and just wants to commit herself to being the best version of that. And she might have some other ventures, like I talked about the woman who wrote a book about homeschooling, and it seems to have sold decently. I don't know what the sales were, but hey, I assume it did well because I heard about it through someone else, and it seems like there's good word of mouth for that book. So she can have other things that she does on the side, but her main thing that she's so focused on and dedicated to is being a wife, being a mother, and she just gets so much joy from that. That's what excites me. I'm just being honest. I don't get excited when I think about being with, for example, there's a girl I knew who's like I don't know if you can call her a doctor. She said to me multiple times, if someone has a problem on a plane, like that person's on their own. Like she can't help that person, but she does other things, like she's developing medicines that can help with different sorts of brain issues and whatnot. And I think she's also developing something that can restore. She's showing me a video of her doing surgery on some sort of rat, implanting this nanomaterial in its brain, I believe, to restore motor functions because it was paralyzed and all this stuff. It was very interesting. But she goes to like, sometimes she goes on trips to New York and Washington and all these sort of places, and she's quite a busy individual. I don't like that. Doesn't seem appealing to me. I don't get excited about that in the same way I get excited when I think of a woman who's just like, yeah, I just want to be married and have kids and take care of the kids, take care of the house, cook, and just make the house a lovely place to be in. Like, I get excited when I think about that. I don't get excited when I think about the doctor girl who's super busy and has this crazy schedule. I just don't. But that's just me. I don't know why I should get in trouble for saying that and having those desires. I don't know why people get on my case about that. I actually think a lot of men would be happy, if they're being honest, with what I'm talking about. But again, this is not me mandating anything. This is just me giving my opinion. I'm just giving my opinion. What's the big deal? I don't know. But anyway, I think a very, very strong case can be made for the traditional lifestyle. And yeah, for me, homeschooling is such a big part of that. I'm looking forward to that. I'm very interested to see what my kids are gonna end up being good at. Like, how much like me are my kids gonna be is my question. You know, I'm very, very excited to see who my kids are and what they end up being like. I'm very, very excited to see that. Because you're very interesting characters in my family. Like, woof, we have characters, man. We have some characters in my family, so I'm very, very curious to see what my kids end up being like. Anywho, you let me know what you think in the comments. As always, but I like to pray at the end of my videos. So, dear Father God, I thank you for this individual watching us right now. Thank you for making the whole unique and kind of path to his peace, spreading purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in life, for love and take care of them, bring the absolute best out of them. And thank you for maintaining them once they're there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage, sustaining the love of marriage and making very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in their life. And by giving thanks, they can find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life. So let your God, that your brother, that your loving, that will be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person, everyone they care about. In my name, I pray. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen, 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 amen.